Right now we have, young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things.
Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Karen McKinney. That was New York Governor Kathy Hochul. She was in California to speak at the Milken Institute Global Conference about her AI initiatives, when her team probably really started to regret their decision to book her for that event. Maybe Hochul just listens to Biden too much. She made a lot of similar remarks on the 2020 campaign about black voters, and not just the "you ain't black if you don't vote for me" line. Here's just one other example.
Not everybody in the community, in the Hispanic and the African American community, particularly in rural areas that are distant and or inner city districts, know how to get online.
My theory on why top Democrats continue to think so lowly of their black constituents is because of their 24/7 laser focus on DEI initiatives. They love DEI because it gives them an excuse to create vast sprawling networks of oversight and control, which will then be staffed by people who are indebted to the regime for their jobs and for their power, thus ensuring their loyalty. But also it has the reverse effect of making these top Democrats believe the worst about their own constituents, because they're always talking about them in negative terms about what they can't do, or what they don't know, or what they don't have access to. It's completely divorced from reality. A reality that regular middle-class conservatives are a lot more in touch with, despite us always getting the bad rap of being closeted racists. For example, regular middle-class conservatives come in all different colors. And for those of us who are white, we are used to having black dentists and coaches and teachers and cops and other important community members who earn their positions and the respect that comes with it. Compare that with the world of politics and ivory tower ideologues, who typically run into minorities who are in their positions of power, not exactly through merit, but often through DEI initiatives. Look at how the president of ABC News is now stepping down after internal investigations into allegations of her incompetence for the job. Turns out she is a former DEI executive. Or what about the 3 white former top executives with the New York City Department of Education, who just won a $2 million payout after a court found that they had been targeted and demoted based on their skin color, and then, here's the key, replaced with non-white co-workers who were not competent enough for the job? Thinking of it through that lens makes more sense as to why someone like Hochul could really think that black kids in her state don't know what computers are, when all young kids, even impoverished ones, are being raised online. In fact, if she's trying to make the poor argument, which it sounds like she is because Democrats do it all the time, it's actually poor schools which overprescribe tablet learning and other forms of virtual learning, whereas it's the elite private schools teaching the children of big tech powerhouses which severely limit online learning because they know how detrimental it is. But again, the argument here isn't about the quality of education provided by computers, but only to say that every kid in New York, regardless of background or status, knows exactly what a computer is, and they can probably navigate it better than Hochul can. Joining us now to discuss is Libby Emmons, the editor-in-chief of the Post Millennial. Libby, thanks for being here tonight.
Sure thing, Kara.
Great. So what do you make of Hochul's really tone-deaf comments here?
Yeah, I thought this was one of the most racist comments that I had heard in a long time. And I tweeted myself that, of course, every black kid in the Bronx knows what a computer is. And most of them have smartphones, no matter what their income level. And so do their parents. We all carry around computers in our pockets all of the time. And as you said, of course, these are kids who often are issued Chromebooks from school, whether they're in public schools or charter schools. They've all had remote learning. They all know what these things are. And New York City public schools give out Chromebooks. They give out iPads to students. And these things are prioritized too. So these kids all know what computers are. It's absolutely absurd. And it actually reminded me of something that there was a study a couple of years ago that showed that Democrats speak down to Black people and assume that they are not as intelligent. There's just this hefty dose of racism there that comes with this undercurrent that it's compassionate to look down on Black Americans. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's offensive to all of us.